Hi, my name's Jesse Alton. My friends call me Mr. Metaverse, and this is the Metaverse Interop show. For today's episode, we're going to talk about something that's becoming increasingly important for VR, AR, and the Metaverse as a whole. Before we dive in, let's start with the basics. What is VRM? It's the Metaverse Interop show. How was that? VRM, or a virtual reality model, is a file format for 2D humanoid characters, also known as avatars, that allow for interoperability across different metaverse platforms, various games, and experiences. In other words, VRM allows avatars to be used in different virtual worlds and environments without needing to be re-rigged and reanimated. So what exactly is VRM Consortium standard for avatar skeleton placement and rigging? And why is this necessary? See, if Epic Games does their avatars one way, but then Microsoft does another, and VRChat does it another, well, you're gonna have a problem. But with open standards, it just makes it work. Basically, you don't wanna work really hard to make a wizard avatar that you feel really great about, put it into a metaverse platform, and it gets all scrambled. It comes out looking like a disfigured version of the movie Avatar. This is why we celebrate open standards and consistently demo our progress every Wednesday at OMI. That's what we're all about here at the Metaverse Interop Show, is exploring the ways that different virtual worlds and applications can work together. This is based on the 3D standard file format of GLTF 2.0. So VRM, like peanut butter and jelly, goes really well with the GLTF file format. There are standard configurations for elements such as scale, coordinate systems and orientation, bone structure, and many more, which are all unaffected by the differences in these modeling tools. VRM also comes with added benefits, such as the support for producing the first-person perspective for avatars in VR. Materials or shaders are available as standard implementation. Admittedly, this was tough for me at first, which is why some of these avatars are gray. All data, including textures, materials, they can all be handled in a single file. There are a number of tools out there like Ready Player Me, which allow you to quickly create your own avatar, export as a GLB, and queue it up for VRM. Character expressions came up in the last video where we took a look at Magic ML. That was a VRM avatar. Meta information such as title, author name, as well as avatar-specific license information can also be included. See, this is important for creators. It means that you as a service provider could open up a business that creates avatars that people can purchase and reliably use across the metaverse in various different platforms. You could become a metaverse avatar entrepreneur, providing a real service that people want to pay for. Kind of like Misfit Pixels, who had a really brilliant way of rolling out what they're building. I felt compelled to pick up Misfit Pixels number 600. I read the instructions and reached out to Misfit Pixels themselves. I let them know I was interested in getting the 3D avatar. The process was relatively simple. And within 24 hours, I had wearables that I could use. Not only could I create my own VRM, which we're gonna do in the next video, but I was also able to create myself a CryptoVoxels outfit because Misfit Pixels airdropped all of the CryptoVoxels wearables for me. See, we're starting to see creators looking for new ways to make an impact and to have their work be useful, particularly beyond the scope of just one platform. See, if you are building a platform, it's dangerous to assume that all builders are going to want to come and build for you. But if your platform uses open standards, that means that builders can build and that you become another vessel for how they're able to deliver value. And I enjoyed my experience so much with Misfit Pixels that I actually picked up another piece and followed the instructions again, letting them know that I'm ready for another VRM They bundle it, and then you can purchase a bundle that was made specifically for you. I'm also really excited to collect a avatar from Emotional. Their work is kind of edgy, feels kind of like Adult Swim inspired. They have this recurring character named Feta, who honestly I just can't get enough of. And Axolotl is a new character that they've created. You can actually be this character. It is a VRM, and what's perhaps most impressive is just how optimized it is. It'll work almost anywhere because of the fact that they put so much time into optimizing the character. I have a lot to learn. If it is overwhelming, don't fret. There are a lot of people out there who are willing to share what they've learned, and builder groups like M3 that will actually hold your hand along the way. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes just trying to prepare for this video. In fact, I've had to start this video over several times. As you can see, this avatar is gray, and I couldn't quite figure out what it is that I was doing wrong. I'm actually gonna save creating a VRM for the next episode. As you can see, I mean, you can start at any point with something like a Ready Player Me avatar. You can purchase your own avatars somewhere online. There's also free avatars available. And even though this was a mistake, I kind of thought it was cool. If you ever check out the Angel XR parcel in CryptoVoxels at 43 Diamond on the Scarcity Island, there's a number of portals that we have up on the second floor that are great to check out. Obviously, we have art in the basement, but the portals, I think, are the real star of the show because you can come to this one place and just click on some of these little rotating portal holes and go visit other worlds. A lot of the screens that you've seen are from some of these worlds. Many of them use open standards and are worth checking out. Of course, not every platform is on the same level of implementation, so you're gonna have some bugs. Voxels is really cool because it's individual wearables, which can be a little tedious, but once you get them on, it feels like you have total control. Hyperfy is amazing because you can just drag in your VRM. It's a great way to test, and there's tons of worlds out there that people have been building, like this world called The Street from Jin and the M3 team. It's been super useful to just pull up this URL, drag in some of my different avatars, see how optimized they are, and see if they'll work. And just be kind to yourself and to the devs of these platforms as you experiment. Things go wrong. It's best to try to laugh through it, maybe make a note of it, see if you can file a ticket. I mean, here I tried to experiment in Substrata's new web-based client and wasn't there yet, but the desktop client for Linux works great. So I popped that open, and as you can see, even there's little quirks every now and then. And this is why standardized and open formats really give you an advantage. The crisscrossed arms that you see on my avatar here are not a VRM implementation. They have not implemented yet, but just a fun GLTF bug where my arms get crisscrossed. And I'm sure maybe it's a simple fix, but I find myself repeatedly experimenting, dragging in new avatars, making some tweaks, seeing if maybe this will work, that'll work, and you get some funny outcomes. For example, here, my Misfit, I pulled in my Misfit to Substrata, and it's just not quite there yet. Still very much T-shaped, and probably the scaling looks way off. But even though it was a bug, I found myself thrilled and kind of excited to see this little guy soaring around Substrata's Metaverse platform. It really is a feeling that you know best once you've kind of gone through it for yourself. So again, make yourself an avatar. Try to experiment with it. And if you're looking for a place to just dip your toe in, I highly encourage you to visit our parcel in Voxels at 43 Diamond in the Scarcity District. We've got portals on the second floor and in the basement, some art as well, music on the top floor. It's a really great place to just get comfortable with the idea of metaverse wearables and your avatar, and at some point they will implement VRM, so stay tuned. Alright, Open Metaverse, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode where we talked about what VRM is. Stay tuned for the next episode where we get hands-on, and I'll actually show you how to apply the VRM standard to your existing avatar. See, a lot of tools are starting to pop up that make it easier for you to create a custom avatar, and knowing how to implement VRM is going to set you apart from the rest. Of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking and subscribing below, leave some love in the comments, or of course share it. And if you like to read, I do have a new newsletter. I'll be sure to share that link as well below. Until next week, keep being the best part of the metaverse, and I'll see you next time. It's the Metaverse Interop show. How was that?